He's going Dusty Bogan here. So, how's this? Is it Cardi B? Is that her name? So don't listen to her music, but last night, like it's a rare and funny thing. My wife was like, "Oh, do you know Cardi B? Some Sheila rapper, American Sheila, right?" And she's like, "Do you understand this video? I can't understand what she's saying." And then she had this big rant about the government shutdown in America and, about the wall and all this shit. And it was just hilarious. But I thought, it's funny how they're chipping in, they're jumping in on the bandwagon, all these celebrities, aren't they? And all the politics. So it's a hard case. And, this woman's apparently my missus like, she came from nowhere and nothing and made it. Now she's fully loaded. And it's like, oh, yeah. That's pretty much everyone starts off with poor with nothing, and then you create wealth in the Western world anyway. Unless you're like live in one of these corrupt hellholes and you just rip everyone off, that happens. But yeah, good on her. She's chipping in, she's having her say, and I'm not rubbishing her for that, you know what I mean? I reckon everyone's entitled to have a say. And I just reckon good on you, Trump, for freaking doing what you're doing, mate. And the government shut down like 800,000 government employees. Apparently they'll get back pay. Apparently these people are still going to work, doing it for free, knowing that they'll get the back pay however long it will take. And, I reckon, damn, Trump, he's really sticking to his promise. Hey, like, I would love to see this wall built. We live in a nation just surrounded by an ocean. So we've got like a geographical advantage. And, but you know what? They need these bloody walls. Every nation needs to be sovereign nation, should be in control of their own nation, deciding who comes in. And I just think Cardi B, you know what, man? When I was in America, I actually spent a lot of time with African American people, and like I kid you not, like drinking with homeless people. I was just like, bang. I was like, yeah, mate, cracking beers with the homeless and just get a cart and stand on the street corner and just drink with them and talk, to them. And it was awesome. Got to meet heaps of them and heaps of people who probably had them low-end jobs like the taxi drivers. And, these people seem like really fucking hard-working, good Americans, the Latino Americans, African Americans, the European Americans. These guys just... You guys work hard. And I think the thing about having a border is like you're letting in all these people can just cross the border. They get over, and obviously they need to make money. So what are they going to do? They're going to break the law. They're going to sell drugs, commit crime, or they're going to do cash work. And you know what? It's the poorer people. It's the low-end, unskilled job seekers who had been robbed out of the marketplace, because you know what, if I do it and I'm like, yeah mate, I could do that job. I know you don't have a minimum wage in some places, so you'd be like, I can do that job for $10 and they got to pay tax on that, doing it legit for some low end job. Well, then you got the illegal immigrant coming in who's just like, I'll do it for cash for $7. And these people, farmers, maybe small business owners, it's like, yeah, if I don't do it, maybe my business won't survive, or I need to, you know what, and it's terrible. But you know what I mean. The people who at the bottom of the barrel, the entry level jobs, they're getting screwed. So there's a lot of African Americans who are getting screwed. There's a lot of Latino Americans, who are American citizens who are getting screwed. And then, and the guys who are legit, who are whatever, permanent residency, wanting to become citizens, are getting screwed. And I reckon that sucks. I reckon having a border, there's so many reasons why I reckon build the border, because you're going to help the people. You're going to get people working for tax money. Get them legitimately working and paying tax. And then, you know what, they're going to have be looked after more. If they have an accident at work, they're going to get completely screwed over if they're not on the books and it's just cash. It's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. It's like slave labor. So there's no moral, there is a moral choice to build the wall and control who comes in. So you're not having slave labor and people getting taken advantage of, and you're not screwing the entry-level employees, the people who are starting off. You might have people finishing school. Maybe they didn't do too good at school. They're dropping out of high school and they just want to get a job. And they can't. It's hard for them to find a job because these guys are doing it for cash and they're not paying tax on it. And then also we know Latin America, they have like higher murder rates than like the bloody Middle East. There's like Honduras or Ecuador, some of them nations below Mexico. The murder rate, more people are getting murdered in the drug war there than there is. It was like combining Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, and Libya and Yemen together. It was like the daily murder, people getting killed, and it was like higher in Latin America with the war, the drug war, with the cartels killing each other, the gangs. So that's fucking terrible. So you know what? How can you stop it? All the drugs, all that money, it's going north, isn't it? All the drugs are going north and the cash is coming back south. And do you know what cash does? If it's off the books cash, it is creating corruption. It's all this tax-free money coming south again. That's not going into the Mexican government or any of these other Latin American countries. No, it's all going to the cartels, and they're bribing people. You know what I mean? Creating more corruption. And you know what? If you had a wall, if you could control it better, you could stop the drugs going north, and there's money going south and guns going south. And there's people smuggling, there's people, it's just fucked, mate. And if you cared about the situation in Latin America, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. These people are fucking, when there's that much dirty money going around, everyone's got a price. Everyone's got a price, and when someone says, do this or we're going to kill you or kill your family or make your life hell, you take, who... Can you blame the guy for taking the money and being like, yeah, okay, I'm going to shut my mouth and turn a blind eye to that because I don't want to fucking live in fear for the rest of my life from these cartels? It's pretty fucking reasonable. But you have a moral decision to shut the border, get control of the border, the flow of drugs, money, guns, and people, and and you know what? Then reduces the corruption. It will reduce the corruption, and it's a fucking great deal of help to a lot of people in Latin America. So it's a no-brainer. It's like a win-win. And I was reading an article the other day, and there was like ranchers finding fucking Islamic magic carpets and shit like them, and they're saying there's like a spike in non-Mexican illegal immigrants coming across the border. And you've got these sanctuary cities, people are like keen as for the welfare state, keen as. But do you blame the people for wanting to flee fucking radical Islam, communist shitholes, or corrupt hellholes, or these Latin American places where there's fucking cartel drug wars? You can't really blame him, can you? But you know what? If you lock the border down, you control it. I think America's already migrating 1 million people. 1 million people coming a year. 1 million people. And they're saying it's not fucking good enough. Well, you know what? They would like to know who the hell is coming into the nation. Because, number one, if you're living in a first world nation, there needs to be an economic integration. If you want to live in the first world, it costs money. It's fucking expensive. And who's going to pay for it? The taxpayers? Are they going to fork it out for you so you can be a bludger? It's not good. It's not good someone, wherever you're from, and then going to somewhere and being a foreigner on the dole. That would be a shit life. It's not good. But I'm guaranteed them people who do get on the dole, then they too are selling drugs, breaking the law to make extra cash, doing what they can do to make a little bit extra. So it's a vicious cycle, isn't it? But it's being responsible, you know. So like Cardi B, her biggest gripe was, buddy, the 800,000 government employees, and it's like that's completely understandable too. But like I'm sure that the private sector, like the banks and all this, it's like, yeah, mate, I'm a teacher, I'm a nurse, I'm a whatever these. It's like apparently a quarter of the government employees or whatever. So a quarter of government employees, hey mate, go to the bank. Yeah, I'm just going to need like a bridging loan until this thing all comes back to normal and I get my back pay. I'm sure the banks are like, yeah mate, no worries. I reckon the private sector would be saving the day on this one. Capital, and they'll be like, yeah, we're going to have to charge you interest, but, you know, you can pay it back when you get your back pay plus interest. There's people probably going to make money out of this. But whatever, that's the beauty of the private, you know, the free market. People will help these people out and make the most of an opportunity. You know what I mean? Help them out, and it's win-win. Yeah, so on. You know, and it goes on. Trump made some good points. Exactly what he said. I think he said something that since the fall of the Berlin Wall, 70 nations have been building walls. How funny is that the EU helped Turkey build a wall on the southern border? You know, how many walls are going up? And the walls are effective and they work. And you know what? I would be following the example of Australia, and you catch these people and they do not, when they get caught crossing illegal immigrants, they will never settle in America. And if it was Europe or wherever, any nation, you will never settle in the nation that you're trying to illegally come to. Do you know what I mean? Because they're crossing, like, what, they could have settled in Mexico if they wanted, can't they? If they're genuine refugees. It's the first safe nation. But, you know, Kidibby B, whatever your name is, good on you, love. I reckon you got your reasons, and freedom of speech, mate, have a crack. So I reckon fair enough, eh? But build the bloody wall, get it done. Good on you, Trump. You're a legend.